Good evening, everyone. Following P2B's visit to Atiku the other day, there have been a lot of speculations, a lot of rumor, a lot of, accusations against Mr. P2B that he wants to defect to PDP, he wants to form an alliance with Atiku Abubakar, head of 2027, and so on and so forth. But at the end, it seems that we are far from the truth. Mr. P2B's spokesperson came to Arise News morning show where he granted interview to the anchor that morning, that was yesterday, and told us why P2B visited Atiku. And what he said is very far from what people have been speculating. It's very far from what people called the truth of alliance ahead of 2027.
Okay, let me draw your attention during the last Ramadan fasting period. His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi visited the northern part and had a contact, first-hand contact with the people and with the terrain of the northern part of the country. And he came to realize the level of challenges that the people are facing in those particular domains. And these issues range from education, water, and even economic well-being with regard to the issue of health and education. Now, in his meeting the people, he felt their pain and their pang. And this, of course, now created this particular thought in his mind that after his last press conference, he challenged a lot of Nigerians to come in support of Nigerians because of the situation in which we find ourselves. People cannot eat 3 square meals, people cannot send their children to school, people are in abject poverty, and then our leaders need to come to terms with this situation. And that is the reason why he visited these key leaders. The key leaders, of course, if you look carefully, represents the 3 geographical zones in the northern part, using them as a point of contact for all other leaders in the northern part, by extension, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our revered former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, H.E Atiku Abubakar, is from the northeastern part of the country, while Sule Lamido is also the former governor of Jigawa State, is from the northwest of the northern part. And the former Senate President, Bukola Saraki, is from the north central of the northern part of the country. Now, meeting them, he was able to have a discussion with them. Let's work together in pulling people out of poverty. Pulling people out of poverty will help in series of areas in terms of security, in terms of quality workforce, in terms of healthy individuals, and at the same time preparing those particular children, especially the Almajiris, from a archaic way of education into a modern way of education. So let us collaborate together and work together to pull Nigeria out of poverty and save this country from a very serious situation that we may be facing in the nearest future. These are the major reasons why he has to visit all of these leaders. And then we are so happy that they welcome him with 2 hands and warmly. And that, of course, has led to a lot of issues being raised in the public domain.
Now, he also went forward to say that the truth that P2B did not go there for a political reason does not mean that tomorrow P2B cannot form an alliance to get people to support his presidential bill, that there is nothing wrong with alliance, that after all, prior to the 2023 general election, that there have been, some efforts to make sure that people align together to defeat the All Progressive Congress.
Prior to 2023 general election, there have been various discussions within the political landscape. Myself, I've been involved and I've also elucidate and amplify this matter here on this table. And then these discussions, of course, is open for anybody who is interested in building a new Nigeria. And in that regard, these discussions are ongoing. Politics is dynamic. As long as you are meeting the people and you are discussing about, and you are meeting the leaders and you are discussing about the people, which are also the fulcrum of democracy, anything can happen in that particular line. You cannot say who and who may be contesting in 2027. But the most important thing that is so germane and very interesting to His Excellency is the issue of pulling people out of poverty, showing care to the people, concern about the well-being of the people. After all, it is only when the people are in good health and all that they can vote. But when you don't take care of them and show concern for them, then where do you think that you are going to get the vote? So the most important thing for him at the moment now is pulling people out of poverty and reaching out to most of his colleagues. Remember, all of these particular 3 individuals, great Nigerians that we just mentioned, all of them have contested or showed interest in also the leadership of this country. So they are very big leaders in their own very important right. And it is only when you reach out to these particular people, say, look, this is our situation. I know you know, but let us put our resources together and see what we can do to alleviate the suffering situation of our country. Well, at this point in time, there is no any discussion in that regard. And if you notice carefully when he was moving around the northern part and other part of the country, he did not go under mobilizing with people of political party, I mean Labour Party and all, because it would be termed as if it's just a political strategy. But he went on his own solo person with some of us who are with him to showcase that this is just a humanitarian visit to all of these particular places. And I can tell you, it has yielded result. At least many Nigerians now are responding to those particular clarion call. Some people are doing this particular borehole, even though it's a short-term gap. Many people are trying to find a way of economically empowering people within their domain. These are the things that we need to do as Nigerians. After all, even the Bible and the Quran teaches us to take care of our neighbors. And most of the situation that we find ourselves is that a lot of Nigerians are really in their need of assistance. And if you have so much or you have a little, share it so that he can be able to help. So in his own way, he's using all the resources that God has given him to do this particular little project, and is willing to do more. So, and if he have some of his colleagues to also help in this direction, it will give another new narrative to the dying needs of the country, and so that even the government itself will now start to put their priority right, because their priority actually was supposed to be for the interest of the people, not actually putting more pain on the people, especially in the area of tax and projects that are not necessary at the particular point in time. We have various challenges coming from road, health, education. Even hunger is ravaging the land. And for a country of this nature that has so much, it is very, very shameful for us to find that Nigerians cannot take care of themselves, even in terms of economic empowerment, to do one or two things because of dwindling economic situation, in terms of power and in terms of all kinds of normal things that's supposed to be for normal indices of survival in the country. So therefore, it is a challenge that he's trying to put into a place, but at the same time using moral suasion by appealing and collaborating with some of the leaders in Nigeria. And I think Nigerians should be able to give him a kudos for this particular venture that he's already taken upon himself and joined by all others.
Well spoken. For me, I think the purpose why P2B visited Atiku is just what the spokesperson highlighted. That it's not only Atiku, he visited Bukoda Sariki from the North Central, he visited one from Northwest, and Atiku from one from Northeast, Atiku from Northwest. That the purpose is to canvass leaders of like minds to alleviate people out of poverty. And this could be the reason Atiku Abubakar did not talk or did not write about the purpose of the visit. P2B did not talk the purpose of the visit, but here is the spokesperson. In other words, P2B has spoken and have not told us the reason why he visited Atiku. So I believe with this, people will know the direction and the reason why P2B visited, because there have been a lot of different speculations on Nigerian social media space. People are saying Obi is trying to go back to his vomit, Obi is trying to do this, and so on and so forth. So that is the purpose. I look forward to seeing something like this, and eventually yesterday the spokesperson responded.